People living in southeast Alaska are surrounded by wood. The 17 million acre Tongass National Forest covers most of the land in this part of the state. And you don't have to have lived here very long to be aware of the past controversies regarding Tongass timber. 50-year timber sale contracts, extensive clear cutting, export of wood overseas. But the timber program on the Tongass has changed. This house is an example of the new timber industry. The wood is from trees cut on a small timber sale, sawn and dried at a local family-owned mill, with the final product used right here in southeast Alaska.
Secondary manufacturing and value added. That's, to me, that's the wave of the future as far as the forest goes here.
Wes Tyler has seen the changes in Tongass National Forest logging practices during a career in the industry. He moved to southeast Alaska in the late 1960s to work in the woods. In the early 80s, he was with Whitestone Logging in Hoonah. When the company announced it was moving, Wes and his wife Sue decided to stay, bought the company's mill, and started Icy Straits Lumber. Today, they and like-minded operators are the future of logging in the Tongass by adding value to the wood they cut.
Dimensional wood for their framing package to floor joists and floor decking and wall framing, and then also interior paneling and outside siding. Pretty much everything wood you can do in a house, we can do.
The Icy Straits lumber facilities include shops, dry storage and air drying buildings, a dry kiln, the sawmill, a sort yard, and more. They employ about a dozen workers. The timber comes from their successful bid for a small Forest Service timber sale near Hoonah. Their size and scale is far different from the large 50-year timber sale contracts that began in the 1950s and created controversies in the Tongass.
We don't need a lot of volume to make this work. It's just pretty minute compared to what was going on. Plus, we're taking the more average trees and actually making something out of them, and most of the time they were cut up for pulp.
In the early days, virtually all of the wood cut in Southeast was sent out either as pulp or undried green lumber. Today, Wes Tyler and other Southeast Alaska mills add value to the trees they cut.
We'll make it into boards. There's some value there. Then we air dry it, or we kiln dry it. And we've added more value because we had a dry board. And then we take it to the molder or the planers, either one, and make it into final product.
That final product might be dimensional materials like 2x4s, 2x6s, or wider boards. They also make tongue and groove paneling and siding. And they custom cut to size and shape. That's a benefit to people like Lynn Schooler of Juneau, who used Icy Straits lumber when he built his new home.
Probably the best thing is the personal contact. You can call him or Susan up on the phone and talk to them about exactly what it is you want. They understand, and when you get it, it's what you asked for.
Not surprisingly, Hoonah residents are using Icy Straits lumber when building their homes. But Wes Tyler markets throughout northern Southeast.
Well, I've used it pretty much extensively inside and out. For example, all the siding, the exterior siding, is all native hemlock from Hoonah area. I've used my deck railing is all yellow cedar. I've got quite a bit of flooring and roofing hemlock inside the house. What I like about Wes on the pure business end is he will make a product for me to my dimension, to my size. Price-wise, he's been more than competitive.
Wes Tyler does more than provide wood for homes. The Forest Service, for example, used Icy Straits lumber for its new district office building in Juneau. The Forest Service used a contract incentive to incorporate as much locally produced lumber as possible in the project. a good example of using local timber for local projects. The Alaska Division of Parks has worked with volunteers from the Territorial Sportsmen to build public-use cabins in the Juneau area. This one is in Taku Harbor.
We've been building our cabins using the materials from Icy Straits lumber. They have come up with a cabin kit. This particular cabin is all red cedar. The first two that we built were hemp fir, typical common logs. This one is red cedar, which is a little bit unusual. They wanted to do a prototype to see how it worked out, and we love it. This one has turned out beautifully.
In order for Alaska wood to be used for construction in cabins, homes, or any other structure, it must meet established and recognized quality control standards. The Ketchikan Wood Technology Center is a nonprofit applied research facility supporting the Alaska wood products industry.
What we're doing is we're testing our species, and we're finding out that the Alaskan material is stronger than it was previously believed to be. If we can show that it's stronger, that positions it better in the marketplace, and it makes our wood more attractive on the market. Well, for instance, for an engineer or an architect to design a house, they need to know how strong the floor beams are. So we'll do bending tests and actually break a large number of pieces and develop a statistical database so that we can predict what the strength of an average board is. We'd do tension testing on boards where we actually grab them and pull them apart from end to end to establish the tensile strength. We do machining properties so that we can help an industry who may be in furniture to know what knife angle to use in order to turn the product.
What we've done is made a blade that allows us to cut the wood to this profile, which significantly increases the value.
In addition to conducting some of the first tests ever on Alaska trees, the Ketchikan Wood Technology Center also helps Alaskans develop products, understand markets, and select, install, and operate new equipment. The goal is to help the timber industry adapt and prosper.
We have the capability to do more with every tree that's harvested now. We use more of each tree. We have products that will take advantage of the entire tree, and not just the harvestable trees are what were currently thought as harvestable, but those trees that were before thought to be culls. I think that the best days of the forest products industry can be in front of us if we take hold of this technology and market our products effectively from a position of knowledge where we understand the product and we understand what markets it can go into. I think our best days are in front of us.
Wes and Sue Tyler have invested in the future of the Alaska timber industry. For them, that means more than custom cutting wood for Alaska consumers. It also means finding value from byproducts that, in the past, would have just been thrown away.
It's energy that's sitting there to be used. Instead of using and burning diesel fuel, which we had to do to begin with the dry kiln, why now we can burn sawdust instead.
Another way of adding value is developing new products. Wes Tyler is making them out of what would otherwise be scraps.
We're able to maximize things right down to, printing down to a 4x4. We do small clocks and little paperweights and pictures. You can engrave a picture on a piece of wood, and these little sayings that you have hanging on the wall, home sweet home, and things like that.
The finished products are then sold at Icy Strait Point, a restored cannery in Hoonah. The historic building includes local shops for cruise ship visitors.
That's a nice looking fish.
Wes Tyler's value-added philosophy and business practice fit the Forest Service's long-range plan for timber harvesting in the Tongass: small sales, local milling, added value, and the use of the final product by local residents.
I like to see every part of the tree used. I mean, it's there, and we might as well make the most of it if we can. And it makes things go farther, and I believe it's just good for our forest and for the economy around here.
That's a philosophy shared not only by West Tyler and the Forest Service, but by wood product consumers as well.
Well, I was always opposed to the pulp mill contracts. I thought that was a lousy use of our resources, and I always said that I would fully support any sort of local value-added timber industry that anybody wanted to undertake. And so when it came time to build this house, it was time to put my money where my mouth is. And so far, I've been glad I did that.
Whether you're a consumer of wood products from the Tongass or you just enjoy being in the woods, there are significant changes taking place in the way we manage timber. And as a result, this remarkable temperate rainforest, this green mantle draped across southeast Alaska, will be here for a long time to come. For the Tongass National Forest, I'm Pete Griffin.